Childhood, growing and developing years of a person. This is meant to be a highly important time to create morals, fundamentals, and skills necessary to be a success. Instead, the trauma CPS creates in these young minds set a path of disaster, and statistics prove it. In nearly 90% of their cases, the trauma is unnecessary. Time is the one thing that can never be given back. CPS takes away moments in life that can't be replaced. The time just keeps going, doesn't mean a thing anymore. They left as children, and it's up to them when they come home if they know who you are. Each second away is time you will never get back, and keep getting older.
Studies are leading towards incarceration.
Now comes the honorable judge in the halls of justice, where the Constitution will hold strong, and your rights to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness will trample CPS for all they have done to your child.
The truth and corruption that's revealed to you is enough to make you sick. This is not America we were sold.
Children are being taken from families at the rate of 1 a minute. It needs to be stopped.
It's time to wake up and abolish CPS.
Psalm 127:3. Children are a heritage from the Lord, offspring a reward from Him. This suggests children are a precious gift from God to be valued and cared for.
In the United States, a child a minute is taken into DHS, CPS, and so on custody. The reality is their picks are already selected, you just don't know it. Being perfect no longer matters. It's what the adopting families are looking for.
Who is it stealing the children, you ask?
From caseworker to the White House, the buck stops at all levels, just not where it is supposed to be. The services your family needs, we the people have paid for to ensure your reunification. Title 4 says, reunify at all costs. United, we stand means nothing to us when it comes to family values. Children are being ripped away from their families. Parents are reverting to addictive behaviors to cover the pain. The trauma caused by child removal is just being recognized, and the results are atrocious. Termination of parental rights is not healthy for anyone, just profitable for the people enforcing the lie.
It's time Washington listens to the cries of our children, the wails of their mothers, and the rage growing in the fathers. These are our children. Keep your damn hands off them. We are coming to act on the behalf of the children God gave us to protect, and you kidnapped.
In the United States, CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children are stolen every minute of a 24-hour day. They are being robbed of their innocence, their trust, their happiness. As parents, we are isolated and betrayed by a government we trust. states are balancing budgets on kids' lives. Only 12% of the kids taken will be reunified. Title IV funding is being riveted with fraud.
We need to stop CPOS and abolish CPOS.com is leading the way. Join us.
All right, everybody. Welcome to CPS Victims Hunting Justice. I am your host, CPS Punisher. This is Thursday night, and we have quite a night in front of us. It takes all kinds of jobs to... sorry, I just make sure my audio was on. Hey, don't forget, we got the chat right here. Keyboard's in the way here, sorry. We got the chats right here. Boom, please. Any questions, comments, anything that you guys have for us, please let us know right there. We would be glad to answer any questions that you do have about your case, about what's going on, any of that type of stuff. About that. Also, please like, share, hit the bell for notifications, anything that you can do to possibly do it so that it makes it cool for us and people help us out with, getting known and notified and seen and all of that stuff. Please go ahead and do those things because, that's a big help to us spreading the word about our message and everything that's going on. I really do appreciate everything that you guys do, and so does the rest of the guys and girls that are with us here. Which let's see who's with us here tonight. We got starting up. Let's get Herbert out here because Herbert's got a guest tonight with us. Herbert, how are you tonight, sir?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. All right, Herbert, you want to do an introduction to your guest?
Yes, is she on?
Yeah, she's here. I'll bring her in right now. There you go.
Hey, Gail. Hi.
I'm sorry about the background noise, everyone. My grandkids took me to tonight.
No, we could hear you perfectly.
Okay.
We could hear you perfectly.
Yep, you sound good. You actually
So
don't.
Gail and I, we've known each other for quite a while. Gail went into the field of occupational therapy, to which she'll tell you what she does as an occupational therapist. She's also going to share with us her interactions and her dealings with CPS workers, along with herself being a victim of CPS when she was a child. And she'll give you her whole story.
Okay. Should I share now?
Yep.
Okay. First, I wanted to start out by saying that I'm a product of I was getting abused. They took my sister out of the house 9 years prior to me. So I ended up being abused after they took my sister. By the time I was 12 years old, they finally got me out of the house. As an occupational therapist, one of the issues I've had is there have been times when I know for sure, and working with a child, that there has been abuse going on. And it has had to been reported by myself or a teacher because I work in the school system. Many times CPS didn't take that child out, and they should have. Because that child was...
Hey, Gail, you're kind of breaking in and out of... I know that you're in a situation where you if you want, maybe it would be easier if you killed your camera and just listened and spoke through there, because I think that it's taken away from some of your resources.
Is it better now? I took
Yeah,
killed the
there you
camera.
go. You're coming in much better. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Did you hear any of that, or
No,
should I
I'm sorry. You did. You started. You said you were 9 years old in CPS, and then it kind of was in and out. But maybe if you don't mind, to start again, maybe. All right.
I was actually 3 years old when my sister was taken out of the household for abuse. Somehow the courts took my sibling out, but didn't take me out. And I ended up being there until I was 12. And the abuse was substantial. But back then, they didn't take children out at all.
Right.
And it always had to be extreme before you got taken out of the household. So now, fast forwarding it to today as an occupational therapist, I've worked in a few environments, the school system, I've worked in outpatient, and there's been a few times when I was exposed to children who I knew were getting abused because they would tell me. And it had to be reported by myself first to the teacher. If the teacher didn't act, then I would report directly. And those children, the CPS workers that we came across, were always trying to resolve it within the home before the last resort, which was taking them out of the house. So an example of that is they would do a home visit. They would discuss with the parent getting mental health services. If there were drugs involved, they would recommend rehab and maybe suggesting that the children go stay with a family member while that happened, and then return with the family once the parent got clean or got mental health services and the mental health provider cleared them. So our experience was that it was very, very rare that we could get a CPS person to get a child out of the house. And what's so interesting about it is they're trained not to get the kid out of the house. They're actually trained. Now, I'm speaking about New York City, and it's very dense here with a lot of children, but they're actually trained to do everything possible to keep those children until that has occurred. Then that's when they usually will take the child out of the house, unless there's blatant, like broken bones or sexual abuse and the various things that go on with children. So they usually here don't take that lightly. The one thing I want to emphasize is that many of them are overworked and they are definitely underpaid. I have never heard of them getting perks for taking children out of the house or even feeling about it. Now, of course, I haven't received that best worker, but the few struggling would try and not take the child out of the house if possible, because they're trained not to as social workers and trying to keep the family together. So I just wanted to share that with you from my own personal experience. I was left in a household and had to endure that for several years before they finally took me out, but they took my sister out for abuse, as well as an OT, some of the experiences that I've had. Now, like in all professions, you have good and you have people that are not so good, even as therapists. But for the most part, I've come across good ones. And I really wanted to share that with you all so, you could see that, usually they have to really documentation in order to get that child out of the house has to be really good. It can't be an okie doke documentation like the child smelled bad or, the child was left in the house one day for a couple of hours and now we're going to take the child out of the house. They have to, so at least here in New York, they have to go through a series of checklists of what they need to prove that could even justify that. Is that helpful at all?
Oh, it's definitely helpful. I really wish that we had more of you and your people involved in this, because see, the things that we're coming across, including myself, is not an instance of that whatsoever. It's almost like it's guilty until proven innocent, and their first step up here, especially in Maine, is to remove the child. And immediately remove the child, no matter what the situation. And that's, obviously puts a sour taste in your mouth to begin with, My instance was based on a crime that was never committed, that was dismissed by the state, and so on, and they removed my kid because of it, which never had anything to do with the child. We have people on that have had life happen and their children are removed. So there seems to be a lot of discrepancy, and my opinion is in the word imminent, because what is imminent danger? That's what this whole thing is based on. They're getting these emergency removals based on imminent danger. Now, a question to you, Gail, is what do you consider to be an imminent danger situation? Gail? Gail? Is she out of here?
I don't know.
Gail, where'd you go?
Maybe she has a bad connection.
Yeah, no, that was a great question too. Damn it. That's a good question too. I thought anyway. What do you think of that question?
Maybe she has a bad connection.
Yeah, but that's not what I had asked you. I asked you what you think of that question.
I'll go off and try to call her on the phone.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. No, wait. I think I got a phone number here. Wait, let me see. No, this is not. This is Gil. That's a one.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go off and try to call her on the phone.
So I hope all of you have been paying attention this week to the fact that we keep giving tips on, just to refresh what you do and you don't do when CPS comes. Like don't answer the door, tell them to get a hold of the lawyer, someone don't let them go by your threshold and all that. But what if CPS does get a hold of your kid, right? What if we go there? What you guys want to do, and this is very, very important, is have your attorneys make sure that they're making your record, make sure that they're doing things, because what's happening to a lot of people out there is that your attorneys are not fighting for your rights for an appeal. They're just getting enough information in there, but not enough challengeable information. Okay, so what's happening is you go to an appeal and there's not anything to appeal, because you can't just appeal everything. It's not how appeals work. Appeals work is what was brought up at the trial, things that were brought up in the trial and the manner that they were brought up, challenging different laws and different episodes, things like that were done during your trial. That's what can be brought up at the appeals thing. So if you don't have information in your trial manuscripts, then you're not going to be able to bring those things up in your appeal. So make sure whatever you do that you have your attorneys getting stuff on the record so that it is in your appeal and it can be an arguable thing. That's what people don't understand. Everybody thinks that getting involved, when I'm going to appeal this. No, you do not get to bring up whatever you want. You have to bring up only what was brought up in that circumstance of having your appeal and at your trial. That's what you get to bring up at the appeal. So it's very, very important, guys, to do this. Make sure your attorneys are putting in evidence. Make sure that they're putting in all of these things that make it so that you and your family has the proper way to defend against or become offensive during an appeal. It's very important. Carrie, document everything, interactions, emails, docs, snitch, you don't. Yep, don't. Anything educate. Yep. These ladies are absolutely right. Carrie says right here, Carrie says right here, don't self-snitch and don't sign anything to educate yourself. Exactly. Do not sign anything. Don't give them more information than they need. There's no reason to tell them your life history. There's no reason to tell them about the time you had a drinking problem when you were in high school. There's no reason for any of that. So please don't do that, because you're only hurting yourself. That's all you are doing by doing that. Let's see. Ashley's asking some questions here. How do you determine the appropriate application of therapy interventions or recommendations for a child and family involved with CPS? What are some common goals and focus areas? Next question, Ash. Absolutely, I will ask that. We'll make sure that we ask that of Gail when she comes back. Then Ashley, okay, you said it twice. I got you. All in there, Ash. I hear it. I don't know where everybody is. Vinny or Mandy or any of them, but it's me here. All right, here we go. We got Herbert's coming back in here. Herbert?
Yep.
All right, I see you there.
Did Gail come back in?
Gail is not here yet.
I told her to go completely out and to re-enter.
Okay. That should work, right?
That's what I do.
So you guys want to just make sure that when you put up, make sure that the information that your attorneys are getting, and make sure you go to the courthouse and look in your record for yourselves. So you guys need to make sure that you check this. Go to the court, look at the folder, see what has been put into your folder. It's very, very, very important that you guys see what you put in those folders and what your attorneys have put in there. Because if it's not in there, the judge can't rule on it. They can't go on the record. They can't do anything if it's not there. So if you tell your attorney to make a witnesses list, make sure you go there, make sure that there's a witness list, make sure that the names that you want on that witness list are there. These are all very important things that you need to do. I know that we drive it home in your head with this stuff, but this is so important that you guys do this stuff. Very, very important. As we wait for our guest Gail to come back, is there any other questions out there? I know it's Vinny's out there listening, and I know we got Carrie out there and Ashley. But do you guys have any? Is there any other questions that you guys have that you would like to hear answered or explained, or anybody out there that has a question that wants to hear or explain? Go ahead and ask away. My favorite color is black. Black and red and silver are my favorite colors. My numbers are 3, 7, and 9. Other than that, if there's any questions about CPS, go ahead and what is this? What did you say? What are you guys asking? Yes, what did you think of CPS? No. All right, so we'll ask that question too. So we'll just go right into it with I had that big lead in of the question, which I don't remember what it was now, but it was a good lead in. Okay, I think we got it back now. No, she's still not back here. Still sitting here waiting for Gail, our occupational therapist guest tonight, which I'm excited to ask her some questions. So good job, Herbert. It's very cool of you to share her with all of us. But we're waiting here for her to do some rubbing to the grind with us. Hopefully she's able to get to a place that she had some better service or something, and we can get this on. Let's see. Herbert. All right. So anyway, let's see. Let's go browse the CPS news for this week.
I'm here.
Let's see. Yes, Herbert's here. You got any news updates, Herbert?
No.
No. Well, good. CPS child.
Except for more drownings and a kid fell in a hole in, I think, Kansas.
I heard about that. A 12-inch hole, right?
Yeah. 12-inch and very deep.
What was it back in the olden days? That baby Jessica? Wasn't that baby Jessica that was put down in that well? You remember that long time ago? The nation was watching. That she was put down in that hole. She was in a well that they had to dig her out of.
Oh, so many issues.
That was huge back then.
But I just felt that in that case with the little child falling in the hole, that was, to me, neglect on the part of the parents, because the parents should have been watching that child all the time.
Right, but I mean, come on, we got to agree to disagree that children run away, they have fun, they go off, they meander, they do this stuff. I mean, you can't be right up your kid's ass all the time.
No, you can't. But I tell you what, the hole that was there wasn't properly covered.
Right. So which makes that not the parents' fault.
No, the parents put the cover over the hole. So they didn't properly cover the hole. So if you and I stepped in there, we would have fell in the hole.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying. Man. But she's all right, right? Or he is?
Yeah, they were able to get the child out.
Okay, good. That's real good.
It's one of those holes in the neighborhood where they had old houses and they had what do you call it, underwater wells.
Yeah.
Yeah, the child went down a long ways.
Wow.
It was like an old well that they covered over, and eventually, as time went on, they built a new house, but they never did nothing with that well hole. They didn't fill it up with concrete or something.
Nothing. Wow, that's crazy. So in that case, that would be their fault then, that they didn't do the right things.
Yeah,
Because they actually led to the demise of the child there by putting the wrong stuff up there, the wrong
they
cover
didn't, put
of the hole.
they didn't put anything sturdy up there, and as a toddler that fell through. So any adult foot would have went down in there. You wouldn't have fell in there because we're too big to fall in there. But the toddler can fall in there. But again, they weren't watching the child. See, that's the thing, what I've been learning, that I've been studying, that you are totally responsible for your child. Yeah, you can have them in the backyard playing, but you better be back there watching.
Right. And there's not a lot of excuses to leave your kid alone in the backyard anymore either. It's not like the phone is in the house like they used to be. So you had to leave your kid out back to go and, go answer the telephone or whatever. Like there's not a lot that you can't do outside that you can do inside now.
You could go outside with your phone. You don't have to be inside. I think we said the same thing.
Right. Well, you don't have to go inside for these things anymore. You can have your little computer outside with you. You need everything you should have outside with you anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Let me see here.
But will CPS take the child? No. Will CPS investigate? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you would hope that they wouldn't take the child, but damn
I wouldn't think they would take the child because it's obvious an accident. But will you be on their radar? Yeah, you're on the radar.
Well, yeah, you're definitely on the radar, but the problem is once they come in there and they are involved in your family, they're going to fish for you. If they want your child, they're going to fish for a reason to take that child. No doubt about it, hands down.
Yeah, but I'm saying in that situation, they're probably not going to take the child.
Well,
okay.
I mean, that's terrible.
Unless they fish around for other reasons.
Well, let me ask you this. Was that an imminent danger situation?
Oh, yeah. That kid could have died. That child could have died in that hole.
Right. If by the rights, what those definitions are of imminent danger that we discussed, then that was a reason to take the kid.
Right.
They shouldn't, but if we're going to play with it the right way, if an imminent danger situation is at hand, now I think the same way you do. That shit happens. That's what happened there. Shit happened. But on the same hand, that goes under the guidelines of if that was imminent danger or not. So we can't have it both ways here. Parents can't have it both ways. So what do we want it to be? Do you want it to be a situation that I know that this happened and it was an accident, but it was imminent danger, so we should be able to take the child? Where do we go with this? See, this is the fight that CPS must be having amongst themselves, right? Like what is the right reason to take the child?
Yeah. And I think everybody's situation is different. There's no one shoe that fits all.
Right. So then that brings it back to that word, discrepancy. Right?
Yep. So they probably come back to make sure that the whole is
7 cameras around where you are. Let's see. I have 7 cameras around our yard just to watch her son. Yeah, we do too. Well, we don't have our daughter anymore, but now we watch the cats. But we did too. The same thing. We have cameras on every angle of the house, inside and out, just so we always make sure we had an eye on our child. Yep. Carrie says we also have a well, and our neighbors do too. Ours is covered with a concrete slab, and part of the house is built on top of that concrete, but our neighbors do not secure theirs. That well was one neighbor has. So yeah, that's a scary thing. I don't know if your son's probably outgrown the hole, but I mean, at that point in time, there was you know, probably a chance when he was younger that he could fall down into those well holes. I don't know how big they are. I mean, mine, the one that I've seen, are very small. So,
Did Carrie say she has a well?
yes, that's what I just said.
Right.
We have a well.
Carrie, I hope that your yard is secure with a fence around it, so other kids don't go in your yard and fall in your well.
Well, she said, like I had said, that the concrete slab is part of, and the part of the house is built on top of the other part. So no one's getting in her well on her property.
Oh, I thought she was talking about her neighbor. Somebody else has a well too.
She said her neighbor has one that is uncovered and that it is dangerous to everybody.
That's why I'm saying the neighbor, I hope that they got a fence and everything around it, because they will be liable if a child goes in that yard and falls in a well. And what are the chances of that happening? Very good. Kids jump in people's yards and play hide and go seek and everything else.
See, everyone around us had dogs when they grew up, so you didn't dare jump a fence where I was growing up. Everybody had dogs in the fences. So you
That's in your situation, but her neighbor's situation, does her neighbor have dogs?
I don't know. I'm just saying that in my neighborhood, everybody
I'm
has
asking
dogs.
her to respond. Does her neighbor have dogs to keep people out of the yard?
Karen, do your neighbors have dogs?
Either way, they won't be approached by CPS. They'll be approached by the police.
Yeah, noises. We'll check everything. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know.
I'm gonna get off again and try to reach Gail again.
All right, you go. Yep. I'm gonna see what I can pull up here. Let me see here. What can I do? I want to pull up this here. You know what? I want you guys to take a look at this here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do what I wanted to do. I'm going to implement a new part of this show here, and I'm going to show you guys what it is. I want to, let me just see if I can do it right here. All right, here I am. All right, let's see here. So let me see how we do this. So I take this screen here. Okay. I'm in the right screen, and then I'm going to share my screen. This, share. Okay. If I do this, oh, you know what? I wonder if it's because the chat's in there. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Okay, so let's do this. Now what we'll do is I'm going to search for CPS on TikTok here. Okay. Let's see. CPS taking kids away.
Popular TikTok kids were taken away by CPS, says the stepdad in a recent video.
This is what y'all wanted to see her. 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 This is what y'all wanted to see. All they still packed up her. That's what y'all wanted to see her. That's what y'all wanted to see her. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. When kids ain't came to the house from school.
Oh wow! So look at they're showing how nice and clean the house is and how everything looks, and I mean there ain't nothing wrong with that house, right? Look at this. Nothing.
I hope nobody else ever experienced this, bro. Never. I hope you never have a hatred bone in your body that make you want to report somebody. Come on, man. Y'all ain't see nobody standing on the corner. Y'all always see them kids fed. Y'all ain't never heard them say, I'm hungry. Never that. Y'all always see them playing around the hive. We play like the normal black people, bro. But somehow our kids got taken over.
Yep.
That's crazy, man. Hey, the internet y'all lame for that, man.
I'm so much of danger, like, bro, y'all gotta stop with that, bro. For y'all to actually get these kids.
Yeah, I mean, this is how angry these parents are too. Look at this.
CPS, bro, y'all know it's sex trafficking, bro. Bro, them kids going somewhere they don't even know where they going, but then for y'all to get these kids out of school early, bro. I know that's the traumatizing. Bro, look at the bags. Look, this is how CPS is. Bro, just drop out bags like this.
Pack their bags and sign the papers that they wish to do. Like, for real, honestly, it just leave me like, what I need to do to move forward. I don't want to move forward with this. This is not good at all. I don't wish this on nobody, no one. I know we have plenty of haters. Now y'all have what y'all want. Y'all got it. So it's crazy that we have to experience this part, but I'm asking for anybody that can help me in this situation with an attorney of something, some sort or whatever.
Popular TikTok kids were taken away by CPS, says the stepdad in a...
That's just insanity. Poor family, just. Another one.
Letting him go until he gets to the car. They taking my son. They took my 2 girls yesterday. So that they taking my son. He's leaving me, guys, you see? And I got him in my hand. They taking my son, and these are the females from, you're from somewhere, and you're against me, you're not with me. What are you guys here for?
Look at all the people that come to take this poor lady's.
What are y'all gotta wait until he gets in the car, because I'm going upstairs with you guys. They trying to mess up a nice black family. That's what they trying to do. This is my son, and they took him for no reason after they took my 2 girls yesterday, Aliana and Alyssa. There goes some more cops. How many cops for a 16-year-old, a 34-year-old, and a 57-year-old?
Look at the freaking police.
No, you should be in the camera because you're the one that made those allegations that was very, very, very false about the kids living here. They live here.
I'll take care. I'll get you some lunch.
Wow.
He couldn't ride in the deep like is he arrested?
Yeah, you'll put him in the back seat.
Drive him over. He's not handcuffed or nothing.
Write this down.
Yeah. So this is gonna make the news. This is making the news.
We'll make something. I wish we could see what she said.
Elijah, I love you. Call me. All right? Give me a hug. No.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, kid's scared to death. Look at what these people do. This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Yo, I promise to God, in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, I'm getting you and them girls out of there. I'm a great mom, and you know that.
You don't doubt that.
Y'all not gonna be in there for long.
We're gonna figure out where we can place him somewhere safe before we get everything figured out.
He needs to be with his sisters.
That's what I'm gonna try my best to
We
do.
need to figure out where
But I didn't know if there was any other questions.
Like she said, take him with his sister. Where else would they go?
And it shouldn't have ended roughly, because the judge should have seen the proof in the pudding. I reside where I reside at. You could have spoken to my landlord, the landlord before that. They tell you, me and all my kids live there. I showed you birth certificates, social security cards. Why weren't my kids given back to me?
So, right now,
Why?
We have another court hearing that will be coming up within 10 days. That's called an adjudication hearing, okay? So between today and that hearing, what the judge had ordered is that we gather more information. So if you and your mom are okay with it and can cooperate with us, hopefully we can get this all ironed out. That is my hope too.
Ironed out would be my kids in my possession with me. That's mom is the safest place. Somebody in a stranger's house with strangers is not safe. And my little girls, they have pool
you hear that?
rooms.
Says,
I
we gotta
guard
find
the
her.
girls.
We gotta find
I
him.
want them around men.
He's probably
or
fine
boys.
right there in his house.
that they don't know. What the hell is going on in this little Holmesdale ass town? Is this what you guys do? You break up families?
Yeah, it is.
That's what happened, unfortunately.
Between today and our next hearing, the more that you and your mom are able to cooperate, the more information you're...
Who's 5 years old. You're traumatizing her. I have not broken any laws. Okay, my daughter is not abused in any way. Okay, you're not even giving her the option to go with her grandparents. You know, I've been bent over. I have done everything. Who do you work for? Making false reports to your department about. I have proven, I have jumped through every hoop to prevent this from happening to my daughter. And now you guys are gonna be witness to traumatizing my daughter. And God only knows what's gonna happen to her. This innocent 5-year-old little girl that does not need to be taken away from her mother whatsoever. And I don't know what grounds anybody has to do this at all, period. What grounds? She's never been abused. You have absolutely no evidence of her ever being abused or neglected. This is the abuse from the system right here that now she's gonna have to face.
Like we said earlier, if you could assist us and make this as smooth as possible. This is all smooth, then we'll give you a chance to get your daughter back and it's no issues, okay? But if it's not,
thank you so much.
It might be used against you. You don't want you have your hearing. You don't. Okay.
No, you're right.
Yeah, well, that's what they already stated.
Get your daughter back once they come.
So, yeah, let's go in. So look at this here. See what's going on? Yeah, I was just about to build my daughter a fort in here. You're just about to come into my home. I haven't even been able to unpack yet because we're trying to doesn't happen. That I should just be happily go along with this. You're very, very, very wrong, sir. Very wrong.
Right? There's a reason.
Isn't that what's gonna happen? What if I tell you no, you can't take my daughter over my dead body? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if I say over my dead body, are you taking her? Then what are you gonna do? I'm asking you, what would you do? What would happen to me if I said that? Officers, what would happen to me? Can someone tell me the truth? Shit about me, and you don't know my kid. It doesn't matter how I am in front of her. How do you expect me to be? How would you be if your kid was taken away over nothing? Who can't even bathe herself? Now she's gonna have strangers bathing her? Yeah, that's great. You hear that? She loves her own family, and her family loves her. It's just gonna make it part of her. Why? Honey, I need you to just be brave, okay? Okay? Okay. No, don't pick her up. No, please, she can walk by herself. Okay. I'll come to the door. No, Mommy. I'll see you soon, I promise. We'll be together soon, Mommy. Hi, baby. I love you so much.
Freaking pieces of shit.
I love you, baby. Sheridan, you have to. Please don't fight them.
What did that little girl ever do? What did that little girl ever do?
Become like refugees. They're dazed and glazed and have no one
These people are out of
whom to
control.
turn. They do not know what to do. And the loss of their children is devastating.
It's absolutely disgusting what they
She's
do.
5 years old.
How can
You're
they
traumatizing her. I have not broken
feel
any
like
laws.
human beings?
Okay, my daughter's not abused in any way. Okay, you're not even giving her the option to go with her grandparents. You know, I've been bent over. I have done everything. You say what you did to my kids?
No,
Do you say what you did to my kids?
Don't.
It's a reason they don't want to go. He done ran away. You know why he don't want to go there. He done spoke to you. These kids told you personally. Now I'm going to talk to you like an adult and I'm going to be calm, but they talk to you personally. Look how they're acting to go back with her. Y'all don't see something wrong with that? So you put a 14-year-old in handcuffs because he don't want to go back to an abuser? This is what you do? This what you do? You put a 14-year-old in handcuffs because he don't want to go with an abuser? Right? What's your name?
My name's Officer Brown.
Please do. Please do.
This lady has been abusing my kids. They've been here. And I know that you know that. They don't want to go back, so he puts a 14-year-old in handcuffs because they don't want to go with this bitch. She finna go home and beat him. Juanita, you see what you did to my kids? Do you see what you did to my kids?
Hello. Hi. Hey, how are you? Good. How are you guys, kids? Good. How are you?
We provided all the information that we had to our judge, and our judge did issue a warrant to remove Ramon from you guys.
Oh my God.
There's going to be a court hearing on Friday, September 2nd. You guys are required to be there, and the attorneys will discuss further with you at that point, but the plan is moving forward.
Okay.
Wow. I have a copy of the warrant, and I have...
Hello. Hi. Hey, how are you? Good. How are you guys, kids? Good. How are you?
We provided all the information that we had to our judge, and our judge did issue a warrant to remove Ramon from you guys.
Oh my God.
There's going to be a court hearing on Friday, September 2nd. You guys are required to be there.
I swear to God, we deal with some fucked up people in the world. And here lately, it's been coming from the people we supposed to know and trust. Miss J here took her son to the hospital on November 26, 2019. Shands Hospital in Gainesville, Florida. She took her baby to the hospital because he had an unusual cough and an unusual bump on his hip. When they get to the hospital, they run tests and they prescribe the baby an antibiotics called Keflex. The following day, she goes and gets a prescription filled and she starts giving it to the baby. After giving it to the baby got sick, was vomiting. It got to a point, y'all, the baby stopped eating. So on December 3rd, 2019, she took the baby back to Shands Hospital, and then they ran tests and immediately admitted the baby into pediatric ICU. Now, once they get the baby back there, they began running test after test after test, and every time they came back with the results, they was giving Miss Jade a different answer. So, of course, quite naturally, her being the mother that she is, she says, hey, I want to take my baby somewhere else. I need a second opinion because y'all confusing me. 1 minute it's this, 1 minute it's that. Like, what the fuck is going on? But instead of them telling her that she can do that, a social worker from the hospital comes and let her know that they call CPS on her. The fuck you call CPS for? All she did was give her baby what y'all prescribed her. Now keep in mind, y'all, they haven't left the hospital. They haven't even given them the okay to take the baby to go and get a second opinion. And with them still being in pediatric ICU, the following day, a CPS investigator by the name of Jocelyn Weston came to let her know that a case was being brought against her. Jade quite naturally asking her, what are the allegations? What are the allegations against me? Like, let me know what's going on. The CPS investigator ain't tell her shit. No follow-up visit, no calls, no anything. So the time rolled around. It was time for them to leave the pediatric ICU December the 10th, 2019. As she's trying to leave, the nurses is telling her she gotta wait because somebody needs to speak with her. So she's sitting around the hospital, y'all, until 7 o'clock stroll up and a CPS worker walks in. When the CPS worker get in there, she walk into the room and she's like, can I speak with you? Can I speak with you? Come on. Like basically telling her, let me talk to you in the hallway. Now Jay's sitting there with her baby, like my baby crying and hollering, mommy, 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 whatever you gotta say, can you say it to me in here? Why do you need to take me out? As they walk into the door, she see 2 police officers. She looked at the lady, she said, are y'all trying to take my baby from me? Now why the CPS investigator lie and say, now you'll be back with your son in just a minute? And while she walk in talking with the CPS investigator, they go around the corner and police officers grab Jade and put her in handcuffs talking about she under arrest for medical neglect. What the fuck is a medical neglect when she's sitting here in the hospital? Y'all done had her in here day in and day out trying to fight for her motherfucking son to get a second opinion and you bitches is telling her no? What the fuck is going on here? And while she's sitting here in handcuffs and shit, all she can think about is her son that's back at that room screaming. Like, you really just walked me out this bitch, told me I was gonna be back in my son's arms to get around this corner and your motherfucking ass arrest me? What the fuck? So while she's sitting in jail, all of a sudden y'all done had a shelter hearing. Y'all don't reach out to the girl's family. Instead of y'all making contact with the family so that they can come and get the baby, y'all decide to place them with somebody named Dina and Amanda. And when Jay got out of jail, a CPS worker by the name of Michaela Bailey reached out and said, hey, can we speak? Michaela comes out, they speak, she wants to know why her son wasn't placed with her family. Of course, quite naturally, CPS is like trained to ignore the questions that they don't know the answer to. So Michaela dipping the question in return, gonna ask Jay, would you be willing to do a psych test so that we can figure out a case plan? Of course, Jay's like, yes, I'm willing to do whatever to get my son back. Now fast forward, y'all. February 17th of 2020, she went to Dr. Abel's in Gainesville, Florida. The lady ran the test and basically told her, yes, I believe you should get your son back. Quite naturally, Jade is happy. Like, okay, I can get my son. Like, I have great faith that I'm going to get my baby back. No, they get to court. And Michaela, the CPS worker, going to tell the judge that the people who done had her baby for not even 3 months is already considering adoption. And then the CPS worker going to tell the judge that the hospital, Shan's hospital, said that if they place that baby back into Jade's care, his mother's care, that they will not put the baby on the transplant list. So basically what Shan's hospital is saying is if you get your son back, we don't care whether he lives or passes on. Make it make the fuck sense. So Jade in court like, look, okay, if y'all don't want him back in my care, that's fine. I'll sign my rights over to a family member. Like, I really want my son out of their care. And she wasn't on no rude, negative Nancy or none of that because she had been in contact with the people about her son up until one day the lady gonna say, you need to be glad that I'm even giving you an update about him. And me personally would have been somewhere in her bushes waiting for her to go check her mailbox and I would have DDT'd her motherfucking ass. But this ain't my case. So y'all already know when the state wants something done, the state gonna want it done. They try to hit her with a curveball talking about well, we want the baby to be in a medical setting. So Jay like, well, my auntie is a nurse and she says she'll get my baby. So the state go and do a home study. They do the little walkthrough, perform background checks. Boom, she was approved. But just like that, motherfuckers up to no good. Michaela Bailey go and say that it was denied. Bitch, whose side are you on? Don't answer that. So when Michaela denied it, the auntie who's a nurse figured out the medicine that they was giving the baby, and that's what made the baby go into the situation that the baby was in. So basically, you bitches prescribed some shit that y'all knew was gonna do this shit to babies because of the condition that he got going on with his kidney. And then after it does what you guys intentionally fucking did, y'all gonna take that out on her and talk about medical neglect and then lie talking about she missed some motherfucking appointments and that's why she got the charges. Come on, bro. Out of 99.999 of Americans out here, ain't nobody ever been 100% perfect attendance on a motherfucking doctor's appointments. Miss me with that bullshit. All right, boom. So they don't let the baby go with the nurse. She allows another auntie who's a police officer to go for the baby. They denied the baby. So you don't even trust nobody who works in the same field as you? I guess when it's black and brown, they think we're all clowns. So for whatever reason, the hospital, Shane's hospital, gave Jade the address of Amanda and Dina. And miraculously, Michaela pops out of there and makes her aware, if you go over there bothering them, you will be arrested. I was like, man, bitch, I don't even got the girl's address. 1212. Bro code. So Jay trying to figure out what the fuck you threatening me for. I don't got the address. I'm not going over there. And then come to find out, Amanda and Dina submitted a report talking about the girl had been over there stalking them. Talking about the other kids in the home are afraid for their life. Bitch, what? They should be, and it wouldn't be of Jade. It would be of you two motherfuckers. So quite naturally, y'all know how the CPS situation goes. You go back and forth to court, back and forth to court. They going back and forth. Amanda and Dina talking about they fear for their life. And they feel like the baby should be adopted to them. And then if they get the adoption for the baby, that they're going to cut off all communication with the baby mama. What the fuck? Come back for part 2. I swear to God, we deal with some fucked up people in the world. And here lately, it's been coming.
That's crazy, but that's the truth. Breaking up families.
Okay, this comment right here. This is why what I'm talking about is so important. CPS is unlawfully taking your children, and because you do not know how to, 1, structure your estate, and 2, respond to these people accordingly, they will mess with you, but they are not lawfully allowed to do so. And if you can do this process, which is not a hard process, it's a very simple process, you can facilitate structuring your estate properly to where they cannot take your children. But if they hold your certificated security and they take that child, they can keep your child. So you need to make sure that you have yourself set up correctly, that you have the certificated security of your children, which is the birth certificate, and it's filed in your trust. And when you do so, all you have to do is file a lien and audit them, and they release your children back to you. I have so many people, we have case after case after case where we have gotten children back, and this is something that multiple trustees in my ecosystem can do. This is why we have to do this. Okay, this comment right here. This is why what I'm talking about is so important. CPS is unlawfully taking your children, and because you do not know how to, one, structure your estate, and two, respond to these people accordingly, they will mess with you, but they are not lawfully allowed to do so. And if you can do this process, which is not a hard process, it's a very simple process,
Why are you removing her? You still haven't given me an answer.
General neglect.
General neglect. How did I neglect my child? How?
Mom is here.
No, I want to know how right now.
Okay, you can talk to.
No, now. I want to know what is how. Hey, not with the baby.
I don't think you're gonna do that.
Mom, go with the baby, please. I want to know what the general neglect is. She's gone to every appointment. I have every clearance. I have a medical form telling her that she's on quarantine with me right now, and it's in her best interest. TJ, knock it off. So you're going to go against medical orders and take my newborn away from her. No, I'm not talking to you right now, and so is the world. I want to know, are you going to send this child away from doctor's orders on the best interest of the child right now? I'm asking you. And so is the world. Everybody's asking you. I want to know how this is general neglect.
Oh, I need you.
You don't need me. No, I'm going to go to jail. I'm sorry. I'm my infant over. I don't care. I don't want to give you my child because it's illegal. This is kidnapping, and you know this.
It is also illegal because you have a restraining order against father.
There's no, it's been lowered to a
peaceful.
Yes.
But you said peaceful, but you guys are.
What do you think he's? No, we can have contact, peaceful contact.
And you also denied that the dad was ever.
He's never. No, I didn't say he didn't exist. How does he not exist when I have a child? Do you think I am Virgin Mary?
That he was whereabouts unknown, Michelle.
Until at that time I had no idea. I had no idea where he was, and that's the truth. Unless you can prove that, that's bullshit. Because I had no idea, and I have been out of trouble. I have been very good with everything. I am not in violation of shit.
You haven't drug tested?
Yes, I have. I have the results, and okay.
Now,
because
TJ hasn't drug tested.
to determine.
Dude, there's no open investigation on him with the child.
Yeah, none of that.
So there's a court order.
There's a court order of investigation on the child. There's no court order. I want to see that court order right now for the investigation.
Daniel. You need to talk to Daniel.
Okay, then he should be here, not you.
No,
if there's a court order, then I want. Okay, I'm talking about my infant that you're trying to take right now. This doesn't make sense. Do you see, officer? I'm so sorry, but this is not right. This is not. I'm shaking. Like I said, I have stage 4.
Unfortunately, it is. The judges decide.
He's lying through her teeth. I'm asking what allegations and what did I do wrong, and she can't give me any of this. Right?
The Department of Child and Family Services, they go to court and they discuss all that legal issues.
And she, no,
and all those allegations and everything with the judge. The
Okay.
judge then can determine whether they're going to sign it or they're not going to sign it.
Mhm.
Obviously, the judge is signing it.
No, I understand. I understand. Now, I want to know from you right now because the world wants to know from you.
The world needs to know.
Yes, the world needs it. You are live on Facebook right now because you're illegally kidnapping my daughter for a paycheck because you know I have done everything. The only time I haven't drug tested, the only time I haven't, you want to know when, is when the president told me not to leave my house. Yes, he was on TV as I was talking to Daniel, and I can prove that.
No, yeah, definitely.
Good evening. Like, I shouldn't even be outside my house right now. And I can give both of you guys, I can print those out right now from the medical doctor saying, in the best interest of my daughter, she is to be quarantined in this house. Yes. Do you want that right now? No, I haven't. Then why would you go against that? That's,
we are going to make sure that she is in the best hands.
And she is with me. This child has never been away from me one fucking night. You know that? This child cries with anybody. I pick her up, she stops.
You left her for a week at your mom's.
A week? Excuse me, it was 2 days. Ask them. 2 fucking days. And because why? Because she needed to bond with her sister that you guys removed. And because I felt it was a safe option to get away from my crazy aunt.
You said
Restraining order from my aunt who was threatening me. And no. This is wrong. This is wrong.
Listen to me. This isn't a conversation period. This is a conversation you need to have.
I will go if I can go with her to my mom's. Then I'm not giving you her. You're gonna have to detain me. I'm not giving you. I don't care. That's a lie. You're lying through your teeth. Just like she lied from the beginning of this is wrong. You lied to me.
Listen, Michelle. Michelle. Doing this is
Okay.
your case when you go to court.
Yeah, I
I know you don't.
no, I don't mind him. I was trying to be a cop, okay? I know how this goes. But I'm telling you guys have the right to make the best judgment, and I'm telling you I can prove everything I'm saying. I know for a fact it will be your job, and I know because I was trying to be a probation parole. You can choose not to carry this out.
Listen.
I even know that
The last thing I want to do is go into this house and have to grab the baby and grab that baby or put you in handcuffs, put your husband or boyfriend, whatever he is, in handcuffs, okay? It's the last thing I want to do in front of your kids. It's not going to be healthy for your kids. This whole situation right here isn't healthy for your kids.
This is a lie, though. I'm telling you.
That's not up to me.
Stop, TJ, stop. Mom, I need my mom right now to tell me what the fuck to do. I'm not gonna lie.
1307 North Avon.
I don't know, Mom. This is bullshit, Mom.
What are you talking
This Mom. This is bullshit.
Hurry up.
This is bullshit.
I'm not going to let her.
Well, no, if she's gonna go with anybody, she's gonna go with my mom, but this is bullshit.
Going to foster care.
This is bullshit. This is wrong. This is morally wrong.
Trust me, I get you guys upset. And it's
No, this is wrong. This is wrong.
obviously someone's I don't think the judge decides this for some reason.
I'm telling you, whatever she said was a lie.
What would you
I got stage 4 cancer. This is ridiculous.
What would you like us to do? What would you do if you were us? He signed or what he didn't sign. I can't change what investigations he
I know.
didn't do.
What if I don't get her? What happens? What I don't.
That's what we're trying to figure out. That's why we have our sergeant here. That's why we're talking to DCFS. We're trying to figure
I
out.
can't. I'm not handing her over. Yeah, I'm not. No.
Your mom is here.
This yeah. I will. No. This child has never been away from me. I feel like I'm gonna faint. I have to sit down. I don't know what to do. I need to get an attorney on the phone now.
I've seen it. No,
I don't want to go to jail either for this.
I'm not putting you in handcuffs right now. There's no in the teeth. You know.
Why are you removing her? You still haven't given me an answer.
General neglect.
General neglect. How did I neglect my child? How?
Mom is here.
No, I want to know how right now.
Okay, you can talk to.
No, now. I want to know what is how. Hey, not with the baby. Mom, go with the baby, please. I want to know what the neglect is. She's gone to every appointment. I have every clearance. I have a medical form telling her that she's on quarantine with me right now, and it's in her best interest. TJ, knock it off. So you're gonna go against medical orders and take my newborn away from her? No, I'm not talking to you right now, and so is the world. I want to know, are you going to send this child away from doctor's orders on the best interest of the child right now? I'm asking you. And so is the world. Everybody's asking you. I want to know how this is general neglect.
Oh, I need you.
You don't need me. No, I'm going to go to jail. I'm sorry. I'm my infant over. I don't care. I don't want to give you my child because it's illegal. This is kidnapping, and you know this.
It is also legal because you have a restraining order against father.
There's no, it's been lowered to.
Yeah, we already saw this one. Brooke, so I'm going through these TikTok videos.
Popular TikTok kids.
I'm finding all these.
All you had to do was call the attorney. We have all the paperwork.
Popular TikTok kids were taken.
All you had.
He was asking, may he go, what about me? This is my daughter as well. What about me? I can go up to there and see her as well.
Visit our daughter.
As we need to, as we see fit. Okay.
There's always a supervisor.
This is all being recorded for our protection, babe.
Well, the early birth, they're
It's okay.
kind of coming to the conclusion that it was due to stress.
Yeah.
Stress caused
It's
probably
okay.
by you guys.
It's okay. I have nothing but this will be worked out. But now we're a little bit more secure with the fact that these nice gentlemen here are being so cooperative. These lovely ladies are being so protective of our children, and we're getting the proper education to know our next step and move legally. Right?
Yep.
We're all on the same page, or video, I should say. So let's proceed accordingly.
Okay, so I'm gonna take them to Uncle Richard's.
Okay.
I'm gonna get settled in, go to bed.
Okay.
I'm
Go
gonna
to
pick
school.
them up before school and do
Okay.
the physical and drop them off.
Okay.
At school.
Okay.
Unless for some reason the physical takes all day, I can update you as the day goes on.
Physical take all day. Guys, are you ready?
Yeah.
Go to now.
We're trying to pack melon.
No, you're not packing melon. Come on.
Well, these kids just think that they're just going away for a minute. You know, like they freaking lie to them. You know, they don't.
The 75th Ranger Regiment took
So,
15 minutes
so,
for me to do
so tomorrow, let's be clear, tomorrow I can go to the hospital. Babe, she's saying this camera light is too strong for her and for her. So if you can just angle it to where it's not
No, it's not that
affecting
it's too
them.
strong. I don't appreciate being on your video camera. That's exactly what
Well, we don't appreciate the allegations we're being made at us either.
No, we didn't make the allegations. We follow up, and we
Okay,
have an open
you are. Then
investigation.
you have the right to stand here and leave my home.
I need to come. I have the children.
We're getting them prepared. The light is a light. You will live. It's a light.
It's a video camera,
Just about the light. You have video footage of us, our personal.
We have
So
to.
we're allowed to. This is our right.
Images of us. So we're explaining to you. You want us out of your
Over and
home?
No,
When we
well
have
you
the
don't.
children,
She
we
doesn't
will
like the
leave.
light. I'm trying to make her more comfortable.
No, I don't like the fact that I'm being recorded.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I like the fact that my kids are being removed.
I don't like the fact that you're butting in my life.
I don't like the fact that you're removing my children. against
Be
my
honest
will.
with you.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
We don't come into your life for no reason.
You be safe, Nelly. We love you.
Those are reasons.
We're not gonna go down memory lane. These are 5 years worth of
excuse me.
Excuse me, President. A child in placement for 2 years.
My child in placement.
You just said
I'm not
to
going
be
to
safe.
do
I
that.
just stubbed my ankle.
Be careful.
We're not here for no reason.
No.
All right, listen, you guys, listen. You be good. You follow the rules.
You guys do good.
You're
Okay,
only
we
going
love
to Uncle
you.
Rich's.
We love you.
Okay?
We love you very much, guys. Okay. You guys, do you want to come on with the nice? You want? I don't know the nice officer's name, but they're gonna be very polite.
Be polite. Be, listen to what everybody says.
You got everything you need. Mommy will accordingly, with supervision, bring you whatever you need. Okay.
Watch him scratching, remember, Nelly?
Oh, okay. Okay, put the baby down.
He's the kid that's so frightened from
Come on.
walk up and kiss him. He's so afraid of him.
Coda, you can't drag this out any further. Apparently, we're being inappropriate to their time schedule of family robbery.
Finish your drink. Uncle Rich has got sodas and stuff there. You'll be okay. Yeah,
Okay. Go be good for Uncle Rich and Pat. Okay, we love you.
My picture's in here.
Love you
Make
guys.
sure you see mommy.
Officer, have a good night. You too. Thank you.
What is your name again, officer? Dennis? Okay. I want to make sure it's the right. No, I'm not trying to.
Thank you, officer.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was a good run of those videos. Herbert, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, some of those videos, I like to know the background. I wasn't hearing background of why CPS even got involved.
No, yeah, I mean, some of those are just those videos. What you see, is
I mean,
what
I'm seeing what I'm seeing is the results of something that happened.
Yeah.
And the kids are being taken. That's all I'm seeing.
I like how they have a
That's all I'm-
ordered.
Something happened, and the judge did an order for the kids to be removed. So I don't know what the hell happened.
That's not for you, but the point is look at these families. If you had to look at them from a glimpse, those families didn't look like there was anything going on.
No.
Not in every.
No, the families, but from what I can see, if I didn't know what I was looking at, I'll be like, why are those people trying to take those kids? What the heck is going on? You see, that's
when they came in and removed my son.
Don't you agree, though, that if these people are fighting this much for their kids and they're saying this much stuff, don't you agree that there must be there's problems here in their CPS case? They didn't do anything wrong. Because families that abuse their kids and do this stuff would not be up there trying to save their kids like this.
It's both sides. It's what CPS says they did wrong and what they felt they didn't do wrong, and that's where it comes into CPS has to be reformed, definitely, because it's not clear. For example, the lady that I didn't even know the kid was on a kidney transplant, and she finally brought that information out, and she was supposed to have, she missed some appointments with the doctor. And I mean, that wasn't brought out to the middle part of her story. I mean, because when I first heard the story, I mean, why are they taking the kid because of the medication? And I'm trying to make ends meet here. But then I'm learning, oh, kidneys are involved. Kid is on transplant list. And I'm like, oh, there's more to the story.
That was actually a nationwide thing that went out. The one you're talking about, the ketamine one?
The one with the kidney.
Yeah, I think that was
the kidney transplant.
Yeah.
The child was on the child is supposed to be on the list for kidneys.
Right, and they said if she went back with the parent, he wasn't going to be put on the.
Yeah, I heard about that. If it's not whatever, they won't be back on the list again. But my thing is, what happened with these appointment things? What is the thing with the medicine? Was she given the medicine? Not given the medicine?
I will tell you this first-hand facts. I know for a fact that they lie about you saying that you didn't take to the doctors. When my wife was in the doctor's office when they were saying that my kid was never at the doctor's or whatever, and my wife was literally at the doctor's office with our daughter, and they were saying she wasn't there, and that was one of the things on their list. When my wife was there, we had to check up with them. So they're liars. They're straightforward liars. They make up things just to get these kids on these lists. That's a fact.
Yeah, I'm not jumping to their defense. I'm trying to play the middle part and trying to make ends meet. I want to see how 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah, but sometimes 2 + 2 doesn't make 4.
No, it makes 4, even if it's wrong. See, what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, when they were wrong, I can say, oh yeah, I see where they blew it, and I can see where they're wrong.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So I'm not getting all sides of the story to make a conclusion that they were wrong or they were right. I can't say they were right, and I can't say they were wrong. I'm only seeing clips of something.
But there needs to be a point too where you look at these CPS clips, and you say, you know what, 2 + 2 is 5 in the CPS world. It's not 4.
I'll tell you what, 2 + 2 = 4 is that CPS is coming and taking the child out, and everybody's upset. That's what I see.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I see. But my question is, why? Why? What happened?
That's just it. Do you think if there's any, is there no surprise? Like these parents aren't expecting.
I can't draw any conclusion to that because I'm not getting all sides of the story.
Well, you're not going to get all sides. You're only going to get that.
Oh, yes, you are too. Once you get to know the person, you know what's going on, you get all sides of the story.
Yep. But you don't get that opportunity with these videos. All we get to see is what they're doing.
No, you don't. No, we don't get that opportunity in videos. But in real life, we get that opportunity. In real life, with people we know, we can hear everything.
But chances are good CPS is wrong, or they've lied, or they've done something to manipulate something, or whatever. They've taken a little glimpse of what they look into someone's life, and they've blown it up to be a life-altering situation, and that is not right. Even criminals that murder people have trials and trials and trials for years and years and years. Yet they're going to take out for the least little bit of life that they've examined and thought that they see something. And they're crystal ball.
Okay, well, I'll give you one. You have a child, an infant, and the doctor says that this infant, because I'm reading this in a book, this infant is supposed to be given certain formula from the time it's a baby, infant, toddler, and it's supposed to gain so much weight within so many weeks or months or whatever, and that child is not gaining that. So they go back to the doctor. The doctor says, you got to give it this formula, and you got to give it this so the baby can gain weight. And the parents claim they're giving it, but they're probably not giving it, and the baby's not gaining the weight it's supposed to gain. So now the baby is basically malnutrition.
Right.
Now CPS now CPS gets involved. So we'll stop right there. We'll stop right there. Should the doctor, even though the baby is malnutrition, should the doctor get CPS involved? That's the question.
Well, I mean, the doctor's treating the baby.
No, the doctor's trying to treat the baby, but the parents are not feeding the baby right.
So the doctor's at fault here.
The baby's not. The baby, for its size, for its age, whatever, is supposed to be a certain length and a certain weight, and that's not happening. Yeah. So my question now is, should CPS get involved or not get involved?
Well, I mean, they're not doctors, right?
No, the doctor is telling CPS this baby is not gaining the weight it's supposed to.
My question is this: don't we need more doctors to help fix this situation, not CPS workers?
No, I'm going back to. I'm asking you the question.
I know, but I'm asking. So it's not CPS workers that we need; it's doctors that we need to fix the problem.
The problem has been fixed. The doctor says you got to give this child this stuff.
They're giving them the stuff, and they're not.
No, they're not. They're not. Because if they were giving them the stuff, the baby would be gaining weight. They don't have the money. They don't have the resources. They don't have the funds.
I know firsthand again that isn't true, because that same thing happened when we were at the hospital. My kid was supposed to gain so much weight in an X amount of time, and we did everything they said. We were in the hospital, and that child still did not gain the weight where it was supposed to.
Okay, so then the doctor should stay on top of, well, let's try this, let's try that, let's give it this formula, let's give it that formula.
More doctors, not CPS agents.
Okay, I'll go along with that.
But their remedy is their things not working, so let's call CPS.
No, they should have second and third opinions with doctors to get an idea what's going on with this child.
Right. What was that, bro?
Before they call CPS.
I don't think it would necessarily fall entirely on the parents' shoulders if they. I mean, something else going on is that child where it's not retaining, like it's thyroid or something else where maybe you do need a second opinion.
Feedback. Hold on, let me tell Herbert feedback. I just checked it, so hold on, Herbert. Where are you, Herbert? Feedback, Herbert.
Yeah, I said get a lot of doctors involved before you call CPS to determine maybe there's like she said, a thyroid problem or something.
You're in the hospital. She was trying to leave for another opinion. Herbert, we got feedback.
Is that him or me?
So what I was trying to say to him was that the doctor, she was already in the hospital. She couldn't get the baby out of the hospital. Oh my God, there's a raccoon. I can't believe that raccoon is just like that. That's awesome.
It's a little odd.
That's awesome. But you know, like you can't get a second or third opinion in some of these cases because they're not even letting them leave the hospital.
Well, and another thing is that if you read the fine print and in between the lines, a lot of these doctors, and like I said, I found some secret contract that they had with DHS of my county. Like they're contracted, the doctors are contracted by the CPS agents or whatever, and they all give each other a reach around.
Right. Yep. That's what it is. It's all of them are just working in one circuit.
So they're not going, encourage you to go get another opinion. Like I tried that with my son before they did his major surgery, and they just went right back around to the same institution. It was Avera, and they just went and found a different doctor within the system. Of course, they're going to say the same thing,
Right. Oh man, it's crazy. It's people try to make sense out of this that doesn't make sense because it doesn't. Like Herbert was saying, 2 + 2 is 4. CPS, nothing is 2 + 2 is 4. It's 2 + 2 is 5, it's 6, it's 9. It's not what it's supposed to be. It's not what it is in real life. It's not. No one understands this until they're in it and they see it firsthand.
Yep, that's why we all look crazy or we all look guilty or, like to the outside world and to the outside eye that has never had to deal with this rat race, per se. We look like we are, there's CPS don't take kids for no reason,
Right. Makes no
sense.
But
until you understand the whole monetization scheme that goes on behind the scenes and you've actually been in it, the level of corruption and stuff to anybody, I mean, I wouldn't believe if somebody who was telling my story, I wouldn't believe it unless it happened to me.
Same with me, same exact thing. I was one of those people that if you told me CPS took your kid, I would turn and walk and like, oh, you must be a bad person. You must have done something terrible.
I did.
I had no idea that this was really going on. And I think this is part of the problem too, is that no one expects it to be this, because it's so ludicrous that, like we all look insane when we tell our stories. We look like we're crazy, thinking that it's a bad parent. They're poor losers. They're this, they're that. And that's not the case.
They kept saying over and over in my court case how I can never take responsibility for any of my own actions.
Yep.
I was always somebody's out to get me all the time and they made me look crazy.
Yep.
Well, if you've had what you've had pulled on me, they'd be in the same way of thinking, you know.
Yep.
I never in a million years dreamt that they would pull some of the shit that they pulled. I never ever thought they would ever get away with it or do it. I never thought that I would lose my son ever. I know
I thought same thing. Oh, she'll be back after a couple of days. We got a nice weekend off anyway. Let's look at it like this, because we had never been away from our daughter. But that's what we were thinking. She'll be back Monday. There's no way, you know, like the bald eagle's gonna bust through the doors and say, "What the hell's wrong with you?" Slap these people in the face. You know, I thought, you know, I had the news on the phone with me when they were trying to take my daughter. I'm like, you know, can you guys come and report on this? This is crazy, because there was no way that this stuff was going on in the United States without, you know, like there's no way that this was a special situation. And come to find out, it's not at all. This is happening everywhere, all over the world. It's disgusting, and it needs to stop. I don't care if you are
that more and more people, unfortunately, are having to encounter, or like I guarantee you, 1 out of 10 people have not experienced somebody or themselves having to deal with CPS. I'd say there's about nine people out of 10 either know somebody that's had their kids taken or have had to deal with CPS once in their lifetime.
No, I agree. Like I say, so there's been 10 million kids taken into custody, never returned home in the past 15 years. So if you take both parents, and then let's just take another 2 people on the outside of that, that's 40 million people that have been affected by CPS in this United States. There's only 386 million in the country or something like that. So I mean, there's a lot more of us than there seems to be. And if all of us could just unite together and show on a front that we are all together, that we all stand together, we would be a force to be reckoned with. That's why I say pack it up. That's my thing. Like pack it up. That way, you know, like one wolf, you know, by themselves are strong, but you put a pack of wolves together, and you ain't messing with a pack of wolves.
Talk online. I'll talk to you afterwards about it. You'll have to give me a call. But I've always had a plan and an idea, but it would be getting everybody else on board, and it's a surefire way. It will work. We will all get our children back, but we would have to constitute it a degree of which we wouldn't be making it public per se, but we would have to make it public somehow.
Well, let's do this then. Let's call this show a good end. Do you want to do the last words?
I encourage everybody to do their own research. There's a lot of people out there that think they have information, and they might be trying to give you, you know, trying to do right. There's a lot of people out there too that are also trying to give you false information. Always research whatever it is you think. It's not that hard, people, and use a search engine other than Google. Use a VPN, because you will get different results.
Right. I agree. All right, here's Herbert. Let's get Herbert in here. Herbert, last word, buddy.
Okay. The last part I heard you guys talk about is very valid. It's very true. And that is the millions of people or kids that have been taken away over the years. My question is, when the police do false shootings or what have you, do not thousands of people hit the streets?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So why isn't, what I don't understand, with the millions of children that are being taken away, why isn't there thousands of people hitting the streets?
Because they have found ways to divide.
Because what?
They found a way to divide it.
Just look at our little group. How many times have it fallen apart?
No, there's no division. I mean, I've been listening to this show for a while, and I listen to all the stories. As I'm listening to this, I'm thinking about, I'll just give you an example. You remember what happened with George Floyd?
Right.
Yep,
Good. That was only one incident. There were more incidents like that, but that was just that one incident. All hell broke loose.
You should hear my idea, Herbert. It's a surefire
So I'm
way.
saying you have so many incidents of CPS with children being taken away by so many people in every state of the United States. That's like thousands of George Floyds all at the same time.
Every day.
Yeah. So why don't the people get together?
I don't know.
I just got to figure out a way. I started.
I don't get the excuses, is what I'm trying to say, because immediately if something happens wrong to a person in certain communities, all hell breaks loose.
I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna pull out the elephant in the room. The difference is that they were black and Hispanic, not white. That's gonna be the difference. That's gonna be the difference.
They were black, Hispanic, and white. What do you say?
Whenever this happens, you have Black Lives Matter. You have all of these groups come out and support the black movement. But
here's something that black and white is together. Black children are being taken, Hispanic children are being taken, white children are being taken. So therefore, it's not any one group. You all have something in common: children being taken.
I wish it was that easy, Herbert. I've tried to get groups together and to just forget their differences, and you would be surprised how hard it is. Everybody wants their idea out there, or they think that this is the right way, or some people don't believe in the national stuff, or there's the black and white. They get the African American community is supposed to be more protected from getting their children taken. Minnesota just passed a law about that. I kind of almost feel like we're discriminated against, the lower white class people.
Yeah.
Because they're protecting African American children. It's just their way of throwing another, like, the government passed that law or whatever in Minnesota. It's just another way of throwing a monkey wrench into dividing us, where we can't get past that color thing. There's such a deep hatred and stuff with the whole color thing, where we all bleed red. We all have the same enemy. I wish everybody could just come to, because if we could all come together, like Herbert said, that's what my idea is. I mean, I'll have to talk to you about that later. But
yes, we will Google Meet that after this. We'll have a Google Meet right after this.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get Herbert's last words. Herbert, last words, bud.
Last words is, I'll start off with, for those people who are not part of the system, try to learn about the system so you can stay away from the system and not be a part of what you see going on in the video. And for those people who are in the system, try to seek proper guidance to work on getting your children back.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you, guys. We're going to do a Google Meet after the show, so I'll send the link right after the show. But thank you, and then thank you, Herbert, very much for, as usual, from Herbert Man coming in. All right, guys. Well, you heard it. We just need to work on getting together, guys. That's all we can do. So let's just focus on that. Let's try to get together. Let's try to be one united unit. Yeah, that's it. I'm the CPS Punisher. We'll see y'all tomorrow.